Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Highland Park Senior High School's 2019 commencement ceremonies. I'm Dr. Winston Tucker, proud principal at Highland Senior. I would like to introduce our platform guests, school board members Zuki Ellis and Steve Marchese, Dr. Teresa Battle, Assistant Superintendent, Assistant Principal Diana Morton, and Social Studies teacher Jody Roweller-Coker. Welcome. Let's give them a big round of applause. Also, flanking the students on the side, welcome to our honored teachers from the English Language Learner, Special Education, and English Language Arts departments. They are seated next to the graduates to represent the entire staff in showing our support for our graduates. A special welcome and thank you to the families, friends, staff members in the audience. These students are here because of your belief, support, and work with them over the years. And of course, welcome to the class of 2019. Tonight's ceremony is about one of those rare milestones in life. We do not often gather in such a large and formal ceremony to recognize your accomplishments and the next rite of passage. Graduates, we engage in this important ritual across our mighty nation to celebrate academic achievement and scholarship. Tonight is about recognizing and celebrating your accomplishments. You have brought much life to Highland Park Senior High School over the past 4 years. You are part of a proud tradition of graduates dating back to 1964. You are a powerful class. The vast majority of the seniors took IB diploma courses and exams, competed at the conference, state, national, and even international levels in activities such as athletics, history, and science competitions, and much more. You are an active class, playing sports, carrying out activities and service projects, and many of you even traveled internationally. You are a talented and generous class. The roster of performances, competitions, and shows put on by Union Latina, Asian Culture Club, Student Council, theater, band, choir, orchestra, robotics, National Honor Society, and much, much more made it a very engaging school year. I hope you take this talent and energy into the world as full participants and do us all proud. A word about some of the traditions of commencement. We are gathered here to honor you, the graduates, for your hard work for the past 4 years. The robes and academic hoods worn by the faculty represent our roles as both teachers and learners. In the language of robes, the academic hood represents the college and degree earned by the wearer. You will notice many of your teachers are wearing bachelor's, master's, and doctorate hoods as symbols of their commitment to continual learning. In addition, some of our students are wearing an identity adornment, sharing their culture proudly. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Diana Morton, Assistant Principal, who's going to lead us through the ceremonies. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tucker. We will recognize you each and hand you a diploma. Please allow each other a moment in the sun and hold your cheers and applause until every student has received a diploma. We gather to escort you formally from one place in life to the next. Take our wishes to heart and enjoy the journey. First, we will hear our national anthem played by the Highland Senior Symphonic Band. Please stand now for our national anthem. Now, please welcome Assistant Superintendent Dr. Teresa Battle, who's here representing St. Paul Public Schools.
Thank you. Principal Tucker, colleagues, families, and of course, graduates. I am delighted to be here and to offer my congratulations to all of you. You are a large and distinguished group of 280 students with different backgrounds, experiences, and dreams. And today, you are all of those. So I greet you, class of 2019. This graduating class is going on to great things, from higher education, ranging from local and in-state colleges and universities, to trades and certification programs, to starting their own business or enlisting in the United States Army, Navy, Marines, National Guard, or maybe Coast Guard, and many others of you are going to jobs and adventures yet to be determined. Your next journey begins today, graduates. Let's give them all a big hand again. So I want to share a little bit about this great class. 236 of the 280 are planning to attend a 2- or 4-year college. These colleges include Iowa State, St. Paul College, University of Wisconsin-Madison and River Falls, the University of Minnesota, whose colors I proudly wear, Augsburg University, Luther College, Metropolitan State University, Stanford, University of St. Thomas, Century College, and many more. 20 of you are planning on joining the workforce. 5 students are planning on joining the military. 5 students are participating in a gap year program abroad in Japan, Thailand, Norway, and Denmark. Your class GPA is 3.20. I applaud all of you. We are so proud. There's absolutely no doubt about it. All of us at St. Paul Public Schools are proud of what you have accomplished in your lives so far, and we know there's much more to come. What we've seen around the nation is something people in my line of work have known for a long time. Young people have tremendous power to change the status quo. When you decide something needs to change, you step up and you speak out. And yes, we are grateful that you and your families have trusted us to provide you with a solid education. We know you'll be out there using what you've learned thus far and what you will learn in the coming years to make your mark in this world. You are all bright, accomplished young adults. Don't ever forget that. You don't need me to provide a list of all of your accomplishments or things you're yet to do, because you will decide your own path. And I believe you will stand for what is right. I'll leave you with words from the great poet Maya Angelou, who said, "Just do right. Right may not be expedient, it may not be profitable, but it will satisfy your soul. It brings you the kind of protection that bodyguards can't give you. So try to live your life in a way that you will not regret years of useless virtue and inertia and timidity. Take up the battle. Take it up. It's yours. This is your life. This is your world." From the great Maya Angelou. We're counting on you, graduates. Make this a better world. Thank you, thank all of you, your parents, your families, your teachers, your mentors. for guiding you on this journey, and thank you for choosing St. Paul Public Schools. It has been a privilege to provide your education and a privilege to learn from you. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Battle. We will now hear from Zuki Ellis, Chair of the St. Paul Schools Board of Education and a Highland Park graduate.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get you graduated quickly, with care, with love, and of course with joy and efficiency. So we're going to do this very nicely and smoothly. Good evening, happy Tuesday, happy June 4th, happy Pride, happy graduation day, class of 2019. 27 years ago, I was sitting exactly where you're sitting. And I don't remember what anybody said in any of their speeches. I just wanted them to move along so I could get my diploma. And I understand that you might be feeling that way too. But I wanted to share something with you that happened to me today. And it had me thinking about what I would say today to you. I went with my son to his last year field trip with this class. And they went to a place called Whitewater Park. And the students climbed to Inspiration Point, which was lots of stairs, some hills, some rocks. Some kids ate some bugs because they were flying around everywhere. And this is what I imagine a lot of life to be. You're gonna climb stairs, you're gonna get tired, it's gonna be hard, you're gonna get frustrated, you are gonna cry. And one of the students said to me today, I was gonna do it no matter what, but I had to get it all out because it was a really scary journey. And this is not gonna be an easy journey, your next transition, but you can do all of the things that you wanna do. This school district believes in you, and we will be here when you come back from your adventures, your journeys, your endeavors around the world. And I hope that you consider coming back to St. Paul Public Schools in roles of service as educators and what you already are, leaders for our future. I wish you well, class of 2019, Highland Park, 280 graduates. You are my people, and I am really so proud of you and excited for what comes next for you. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Ms. Ellis. And next, please enjoy a musical selection from our Highland Park Concert Choir.
Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. Originally published in 1926, Dreams comes from Langston Hughes' first set of poems entitled The Weary Blues. The poem emphasizes Hughes' desire for African Americans to be accepted by society and inspired movements in the civil rights era, such as Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. Advaita is a Hindu word with no formal meaning in English. However, the interpretation of the composer is that the word suggests non-dual reality, transcending the very nature of dreams, for if we view our dreams as a part of reality, the impossible becomes real. This is Dreams, a Langston Hughes poem set by graduating senior Benjamin Jossie.
Thank you, Director Bovis and the concert choir. This year's Senior Class Council has spent some time reflecting on the shared experiences of all you Highland graduates, and their speech is both a shared reflection and a charge to go out into the world. Please welcome the Highland Park Senior High Class Council of 2019. They are Mary Habti, Vanita Herr, Rukia Igal, Grace McAleese Callanan, Maytai Moreno Rodriguez, and Seth Zychek.
Acceptance of our past.
When we were small, we learned by doing things over and over again. We didn't walk without falling, and we couldn't grab a hold of objects without dropping them. This was all a part of our learning process. We weren't born with a tendency to judge ourselves, but at some point in our lives, our attempts became mistakes, and that's where our self-judgment came in. We often think poorly of people who make mistakes more than once. Most of us want to avoid that feeling of being judged, either by ourselves or others. But there is a way to move forward with both releasing the past and still learning from it. And that is called self-acceptance. It's tough to learn from our mistakes when we're busy beating ourselves up over it, but acceptance of whatever can occurred can ease the process. The moment you begin to accept the past is the moment you begin your healing journey. And this is the start of letting go, moving on, and living more for the present.
Over our past 13 years of schooling, we have learned that beginnings always hide themselves in ends. Recall back with me walking into kindergarten on that very first day of school. All wide-eyed, holding close to a giant bundle of mixed emotions, frightened, excited, a tad bit intimidated by the bigger kids, yet nonetheless full of anticipation. Quickly, those mixed emotions of entering school for the first time morphed and matured, just as we did, into the heightened sense of self-consciousness we held while entering high school for the first time. Although monumental at the time, a mere freshman, those emotions rapidly transformed once again as we entered our senior year. At last, the biggest kids in the school. Although cliche, very similar to a flower, we have grown and blossomed. We have weathered harsh conditions that have seen us grow stronger and more prepared to embrace the future. Starting off as a small seed 13 years ago on that very first day of school, we've grown into driven individuals, blossoming into bounteous bouquets. We've felt pain we didn't want to, yet had to, in order to move forward with our lives. It is not until we've prevailed through challenging experiences that we can look back on these events and how they were meant to be in order to get to where we are today. This is a reflection of your past.
The obstacles of your past become the gateways that lead to new beginnings. Ralph Bloom. Class of 2019, these past 4 years have been the stepping stones for our future. We have been through so many trials and tribulations, either together or individually. These events in life have shaped us who we are today and what will shape us in the future. As we sit here, moments away from graduating, we can thank our past for allowing us to stand on this stage here today.
Acceptance of our present. Who are you?
And what has made you the person you are this year?
Was it the laughs that you shared?
Or was it the new friends that you created?
The toxic ones you let go?
How have you made it by accepting yourself as who you are now?
As important as the past was, I feel as though so many of us in this room have grown and changed that it's almost shocking to believe that we made it this far. Self-acceptance is simple. The definition is defined as the act or state of understanding and recognizing one's own abilities and limitations. So what does that mean to you? Are you happy with how things are right now? If not, what's stopping you from changing it? Now is the time to grow up and prosper through the hardships while moving on from the past, but most importantly, knowing your limitations. It's okay to not know what college you want to go to or what you want to be when you grow up.
It can be hard. It can be hard to accept yourself, and I know that sometimes in our senior year, we probably felt that we weren't enough. However, we all have amazing qualities that make us who we are. Acceptance is more than loving yourself. It's about recognizing your struggles. Another important thing is knowing how to forgive yourself and move on. As Ms. Conley would say, your world will not stop for you. Accepting yourself may be a little scary. However, it's a big step in your life. So class of 2019, I'm confident that all of you know what to do. It's our flaws that may discourage us. However, we shall accept them and turn them into strengths.
Understand that it's okay to go at your own pace, and that it's fine to not do what everyone else around you is doing. Understand that changing your mind multiple times does not mean that you won't have the same outcome as the students around you. But most importantly, understand that acceptance does not mean that you have to change in order for others to accept and respect who you are. As one of my favorite actor/writer, Orson Welles, have said, we're born alone, we live alone, we die alone. Only through our love and friendship can we create the illusion for the moment that we're not alone. So I'll ask you again, who are you?
What has made you the person you are this year?
And most importantly, how have you learned to accept who you are now?
Acceptance of our future.
There's a lot of things about our futures that we will have to acknowledge before we can start to live them. The first one being to accept that there's life after high school, and that today is the first day of the rest of your life. Best said by Toronto Raptors fan Drake. It's funny when you coming in first, but you hope that you're last. You just hope that it lasts. The end of high school is inevitable. Just take pride in how far you've come and all you dream to do.
Next fall, the freshmen will walk into our school and they will experience Highland for themselves. The freshmen will watch the seniors drive in at 10 o'clock. They'll form relationships with teachers and make new friends. They will turn in assignments at 11:58 with a sigh of relief. Highland will grow without us, but it is also our responsibility to grow as well. We didn't want to believe that the next 4 years would fly by when we walked into school our freshman year. Now we find ourselves telling the freshmen how quickly high school goes by, and hold on to the memories and have fun along the way. Maybe this fall you'll be walking into college orientation, flying across the world, or starting a new job. Whatever your plans are, make sure they push you. Your future should extend far out of your comfort zone because great things can't grow there. A life that doesn't challenge you won't change you.
Accept that not everything can be planned out and that your plans might change. It's a known fact that the most successful people in life are those that are willing to adapt. You should learn to accept that your friends will grow. Please give them the space to do so, but don't let them forget you and where they came from. And finally, accept that you will always bleed red for your Scotties, no matter how far or how fast you run. Thank you all for a wonderful 4 years and the opportunity to serve as part of your senior class council. That's it from us tonight. Live a lot, Scots.
Sethazoid out.
Thank you, Senior Class Council, for those wise and inspirational words. Our valedictory speech is given by Samantha Linson, Lucy Minner, and Leah Terry, who were chosen by their peers in our academic top 10. Please welcome them to the podium now.
Every single one of us in this room has our own story, our own past that has shaped who we've become and that will continue to shape who we are yet to be. But somehow, despite everyone's different pasts, they have all led each one of us here to this exact moment that we share together. Whether or not you are a part of the IB program, in Spanish immersion, on a sports team, in theater, musical ensembles, Black Student Union, Gender Sexuality Alliance, or National Honor Society, just to name a few of the many clubs and organizations that we have at Highland, everyone here is a part of Highland Park's class of 2019. And no matter how different each of our experiences were, these last 4 years that we have spent together at Highland will always be something that we share. The past 4 years, although they seem to drag on forever while going through them, have actually gone by in a whirlwind. And in the bigger picture of the timeline of our entire lives, high school is simply one small dot on that timeline. But what is special about each of our timelines is that we all have the same dot. The timeline of our lives happened to intertwine for 4 incredible and fleeting years, and now it is time for the timelines to branch off, and for us to continue creating our individual and unique pasts as we live our lives. Now, as we are graduating high school, we should be focused on our present and hopeful for our future. But we should never forget our time at Highland, the memories and friends that we made, and the accomplishments that we achieved. Because Highland is now an important part of each of our pasts. It is where our life timelines intertwined, and it has helped shape us into the young adults that we are now. I am so honored to have shared these last 4 years with you, the class of 2019, and I can't wait to see how each of our timelines branch off.
And now, here we are. We all know how hard we have worked to walk across this stage as we have gone through this journey together. All of our high school experiences have brought us to this room, and at this moment, this is all that matters. We can't control our pasts, and we can't control everything about our future. We can only concern ourselves with the moment we're in. So let's pause, take a second to look around, and soak this one in. Highland Park has taught us how to be present in our day-to-day lives and how to find the value in every moment, in or out of the classroom. It's easy to take the simple moments we've had for granted. However, looking back, we might eventually find that some of these moments were the most significant because of how we felt while we experienced them. Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Throughout the past 4 years, every member of this class has made a profound impact on someone else. Similarly, I'm sure we can all think of people who have improved our own lives. In essence, we are who we are right now because of the people sitting around us today. I am proud to be a part of this group of bright, talented people who will soon go out and change the world. Class of 2019, I would like to encourage us all to continue to take every moment as it comes and appreciate the limited time we have left together. Live in the present and value every second of it. After all, we don't have many moments left together. Soon, a new journey begins for each of us. For some of us, this may be near, and for others, it may be far. No matter where we will be or what we will be doing, the class of 2019 will always be connected through moments like the one we are in right now. Everyone has fought their own battles to get here, and we all deserve to be proud of where we are. Here's to the present.
For the past 4 years, we have all been evolving into the people that we are today. Even more importantly, the past few years have been shaping us into who we have yet to become. St. Paul has about 285,068 people. St. Paul Public Schools has about 37,297, and Highland has approximately 1,267. I am proud to be just one of Highland's graduating seniors. The reason these numbers matter is because every single one of the people in this room represent one of those numbers. But at the end of the day, those numbers show so little as to who we have all become. People will tell you that your time in high school will be the best days of your life, and I genuinely hope that is not the case for anyone in this class. Not because we can't love the time that we spent here, but because of how much more that we all can do. No matter what path we choose after high school, there is a uniqueness and specialness to all of us that allows us the opportunity to improve the world. For us, the class of 2019, that is my dream. I hope that we can take our communities and turn them into something greater. I hope that we can address the issues ingrained into our society that promote division, marginalize minority groups, and increase hatred, so that we can work to solve these problems and live in a world with a lot more equality and a lot more love. I hope that we can work to repair the damage we've done to our earth and help it grow instead of decay, so that years from now, someone else can still be giving corny graduation speeches. We have only begun to tap into our full potential, and all of us have the ability to improve our own lives and the lives of those around us. To the teachers, families, friends, and role models who helped to shape us and bring us here, thank you. We also cannot forget to thank ourselves for the hours of homework we put in after work and sports and all of our other responsibilities. Now, as we move out into the world, we must continue with the work that we started here in the hopes of one day becoming someone else's role model. Today, we celebrate all the accomplishments we have achieved and look forward to everything that's yet to come. And since it wouldn't be a complete speech without a Dr. Seuss quote, Dr. Seuss once said, "You're off to great places, today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." I can't wait to see what mountains we all climb. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, valedictorians. We have a new feature to the ceremonies this year, and students audition to be able to speak. Now here are some remarks from our selected student speaker, Jack Johnson.
Hello, my name is Jack Johnson. I have attended Highland Park since 7th grade, and I will be headed to Loyola University of Chicago in the fall. When I was in kindergarten, I remember being pretty confident in the fact that I was a kid. I was only like a foot tall, I didn't speak very well, and I was learning how to tie my shoes. I remember seeing the 6th graders in the hallways and think to myself, wow, those must be adults. They are way taller than me, just like adults, and way smarter, so they must be adults. I had a lot of respect towards them and their height. So then fast forward to 6th grade, I was way taller, a little bit smarter, but I definitely didn't feel like an adult. I thought that there would be more intelligence that I would suddenly obtain, yet I still had a lot of questions about what it meant to be an adult. Eventually, I entered my freshman year of high school. I saw the senior boys in the hallways, and I thought to myself, wow, those guys have beards. They have to be adults. After all, they were going to college. They were going off into the world on their own. What more could define an adult? With most of them being 18 years old, the United States government even considers them to be adults. So I made it. I'm 18. I'm a legal adult. I'm super tall. I'm going to college. I'm still working on my beard. And all I can say is, I'm a little bit disappointed. Not about the beard, but because I can't say I truly feel like an adult. But you know what? I don't really think I ever will. I don't think anyone ever suddenly earns the title of adult. Now, as a senior, an 18-year-old, I look to the people above me in age, those who are generally considered adults, and see a very wide range of people. There are people whom I trust and admire, who are leaders, who teach others, who inspire me. But there are also people in positions of power who are using their status as an adult unjustly, causing suffering, being ignorant, and oppressing those who want to live their lives in an honest way. So what does this all mean? I think it means that there is no such thing as an adult. That doesn't mean that there isn't anything that separates a kindergartner and a 45-year-old. I don't think that a 10-year-old should be president or a powerful CEO. But I don't think that young people should feel limited or unequal because of their age alone. When I was younger, I thought that with becoming an adult meant perfection, a level of knowledge that younger people like me didn't have. But now I know that that isn't true. What is more important, however, is the journey of working hard to obtaining a higher potential, trying to become better than our current selves. That doesn't mean taking huge strides towards adulthood, but instead trying to acknowledge and take steps to achieve the little things that help ourselves and those around us become better. We have been taking these steps our whole lives. I may have not become an adult in 6th grade, but I learned how to have friends and what it was like to make transitions between schools. In high school, I learned how to interact with my peers and what it was like to become a part of a community of people that I cared deeply about. But my journey wasn't always without interruption. For me, during my junior year, I began to try and handle too much by myself. I became overburdened between my personal life, school, and sports. I became very depressed. I thought that my progress in school and in life had stopped. I felt helpless about my present and hopeless about my future. But what I didn't know at the time was that depression wasn't the end of my journey. With the help of my parents, I was able to reach out and begin therapy, which helped my mental health significantly. This was a major step for me. I learned about the importance of using the resources that were around me and how valuable my friends and family were in my time of need. When talking about going off to college, many often say to us seniors that we are now suddenly going to be on our own for the very first time. But that is one of the biggest lies that I've ever heard. We are never alone. When we are striving to become better people and struggling in our lives past high school, we aren't alone. One of the most important lessons I have learned in high school is that no matter what, there is always someone out there who is willing to help you if you can reach out to them. There are always people there to support you. Many of those people are in this room right now, and many you will meet along the way in your future. Personally, I am unsatisfied with becoming a legal adult. It doesn't really mean anything besides the fact that now I can buy lottery tickets, and so far that hasn't worked out exactly the way I thought it would. For me, the greatest thing about becoming 18 and going off to college is that I have the opportunity to prove my potential to the world. that I have a chance to become a better human being, that I have the opportunity to help others around me, and that the journey to becoming the perfect adult doesn't really have an end to it, but rather knowing that there is always room for me to grow. And I don't have to do it alone. As I go forward from Highland, I know that there is always going to be a community around me, one that I can lean on for support, and one that can lean on me as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack, and good luck with that beard. And now here's another musical selection from the Symphonic Band. Thank you, Conductor Matuzak and the Highland Symphonic Band. We have the tradition at Highland Senior that students elect a faculty member to give the commencement address. This year, we will hear from Jody Roweller-Coker, one of our esteemed social studies teachers.
Thank you, Ms. Morton. Good evening. It is such an honor to be able to speak to you tonight. However, I want to remind you that you did select a public school teacher as your commencement speaker, not a billionaire like Robert Smith, who recently spoke at Howard University's commencement and paid off everyone's student loans. I have no money to give away tonight, and I'm actually pretty terrible at giving advice in general. There's no take back on any of your votes, so here we go. So what can I offer? I might suggest that the thesis of this speech has a little bit to do with history and a challenge or two that I will leave you with tonight. When I talk with my friends about being a teacher at a high school and what my days are like, their usual response is, "Kids today, am I right?" And I totally get what they're saying. You never, ever get off your phones, except for now, when this example doesn't work. I don't understand half of the things that you say. A student last year told me I had FOMO, and I told her she was being disrespectful. It turns out I do have it because it means fear of missing out. And for some reason, you seem to never, ever want to take a timed in-class essay exam. However, I always defend you with something incredibly persuasive like, no, they really aren't that bad. Because I consistently see the way that you all seek to improve the world and the community around you. If you see an injustice, many of you say something. You organize, you march, you walk out, and you speak up. This isn't just an isolated event or ancient history. This happened most recently 2 weeks ago in response to language that just simply isn't and won't be tolerated at Highland Park. The world has given you a lot to deal with, things that high school students shouldn't even have to think about, let alone deal with. Examples of violence, racism, divisiveness, and the exploitation and the fear of other. One of the reasons that I love teaching at Highland Park is that I see students going out of their way to protect and defend other, because at some point we all fit in that category. I worry that the world will try to tear apart those protective bonds that you have been so purposeful in building. I encourage all of you to hold firm, even when the world around you tells you it's not the right thing to do. So this is where my challenge comes into play. I have had the privilege of hearing Fred Amran, a survivor of the Holocaust, speak on several occasions. He talks about a very tragic event called Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass, where Jewish businesses were attacked in the fall of 1938. Fred very much holds the perpetrators of the attack accountable, but he also talks about another group of people, the bystanders, the people who simply stood by and watched as the attacks happened. In his opinion, and I would agree, the bystanders are just as responsible as the perpetrators. We all have a choice to make in our lives. Do we choose to be a bystander, or do we choose to be an upstander? We all know what category we would like to be in, but being an upstander is tough. It means speaking up and out for other, and for any injustices we see happening in the world every single time. It means, the thing is, you already have an incredible head start in doing this, as demonstrated by what you have already done in your 4 years of high school. There was a quote in the hallway across from my classroom last year. It said, "Speak up, even if your voice shakes." I love this because it is so powerfully simple and true. History happens every day, and usually in a much smaller capacity than a ceremony like this. Rarely are we asked to act in a revolution or coup. Major historical events start with very small, with regular people. Students have told me through the years what they would do if they were in the Civil War or in World War II to be a hero. And yet we have the opportunity to do the right thing every day, even if it seems impossible or like it won't matter. Sometimes the smallest things can go on to have the biggest impact. The reason that I love history so much is that history always gives us hope. Even in the darkest or toughest of times, there are upstanders. I personally have never been impressed with epic battles, but I love stories about the scrappy underdogs who fight for what is right and for what they believe in. People like Representative John Lewis, Harvey Milk, Jose Marti, Eleanor Roosevelt, Harriet Tubman, Queen Liliuokalani of Hawaii, Julius Nyerere from Tanzania, and Emilio Aguinaldo from the Philippines, to name just a few from my very long list of historical favorites. Walking across this stage tonight to get your diploma, you will make your own history. With that diploma comes knowledge and power. History, and those of us in this room, demand you to take action. And that will look very different for every one of you in the room. Lots of people talk about knowledge being power, and it is. But the forgotten aspect is that the action also needs to be taken with that knowledge and power. The diploma, that piece of paper, will change you forever, and you are obligated to do something amazing with it. You owe it to every single one of us in this room who love and support you. Surprisingly, a quote that I found to most powerfully reinforce my challenge comes not from someone famous in history, rather from actress and humanitarian Audrey Hepburn. She says, "Since the world has existed, there has been injustice. But this is one world, the more so as it becomes smaller, more accessible. There is no question that there is more obligation, that those who have should give to those who have nothing." Now, if this were an in-class essay, many of you would have realized that I'm well past the 5-paragraph mark, so I should probably revisit my thesis, or my challenges to you. How do you plan to show kindness and tolerance? What is your plan to use your knowledge and power to take action? How and when will you be an upstander instead of a bystander? What will history ultimately say about you? Here's to you, class of 2019. May you continue to speak up and out, to march, to walk out, and to fight against the injustices you see around you. We are all rooting for you in all you do, and I wish you nothing but the best the world has to offer you. You deserve the amazing futures that await. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rocco. Dr. Tucker will now present the class of 2019.
Okay, here we come. Assistant Superintendent Dr. Teresa Battle, Board members Zuki Ellis and Steve Marchese, Highland staff, proud parents, family members, honored guests, and of course the graduating class of 2019. This is a joyous evening for all of us. We're fortunate to be able to be part of this special celebration of your educational accomplishments. Class of 2019, your high school graduation is a critical transition point in your life. It launches you into the next phase of your life, and your bright future awaits. Here comes greater independence and greater challenges. We are excited for your accomplishments and the amazing things that you have yet to do. We encourage you to build upon what you've learned in school, expand your horizons, and gain further wisdom as you take the next steps in life. Build upon the solid educational foundation that has been set. Continue your education and make the world a better place. Our society desperately needs young, talented, motivated, and caring young people and engaged citizens such as yourself. Also, be thankful for all that you have and all that's yet to come. Enjoy this time in your life. You're young. Set your sights on the stars. The best is yet to come. So, now, board members Ellis and Marchese, it is my pleasure as principal of Highland Park Senior High School to present to you the graduating class of 2019. As principal of Highland Park Senior High School, I affirm to you that each student who receives his or her diploma tonight has met or exceeded the requirements for a high school diploma as determined by the state of Minnesota, the Board of Education for the St. Paul Public Schools, and Highland Park Senior High School. I proudly present the St. Paul Public Schools Highland Park Senior High School class of 2019.
And to perform the conferring of diplomas, we have Board of Education Vice President Steve Marchese.
Thank you very much. I only look like a character in Harry Potter. But actually, this is the moment that gives you the opportunity to get that diploma. So here is what I have to say. By the power vested in me, by the state of Minnesota, and by the Board of Education of Independent School District number 625, I hereby confer upon each of you the high school diploma with all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations, graduates.
At this time, we would like to remind the audience to hold your applause and cheers until the last graduate has received a diploma. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the Senior Class Council will now present our graduates for 2019.
Anissa Abdullah.
Jack Johnson.
Jorge Absalon.
Samantha Linson.
Mustafa Aden.
Leah Terry.
Mikhail Adhanom.
Lucy Minner.
Ahmed Ahmed.
Hercules Callanan.
Carla Arlecon Hernandez.
Isabel McCafferty.
Nathaniel Alden.
Aiden McDonald.
Mahlet Alim Haile Selassie.
Donovan McGee.
Quincy Altman.
Kennedy McTeague.
Mira Altabella Resendez.
Fiona Medhane.
Jesus Alvarado.
Natalie Mendoza.
Carla Enzures.
J.U. Mensa.
Elliot Ost.
Sidra Michael.
Ketsia Arellano.
Aisha Manawi.
Ilham Ali.
Alexis Mintz Peller.
Chelsea Arias.
Lensa Muhammad.
Catherine Austin.
Suleiman Mohammed.
Emanuela Izaglo.
Muhammad Amin Muhammad.
Eva Baskai.
Alexander Misael Moreno.
Rachel Baltus.
Abdallah Muhammad.
Dana Beatty.
Ariana Molinaro Gonzalez.
James Bellet Shimon.
Leah Morley.
Liam Benson.
Natalie Narvaez.
Goodmia Bidilbilla.
Dominique Nava-Sanchez.
Connor Bjorkland.
Anthony Nahian.
Samuel Blint.
Andrew Naker.
Sion Boki.
Henry Norby.
Prince Boachi.
Thomas Norton.
Michelle Barasa.
Durartu Omar.
Claire Brownlee.
Hamza Omar.
Ian Boylan.
Oni Yechi. Onwebu.
Jaden Bracy.
Miguel Ortiz.
Elijah Buchanan.
Sarah Packer.
Tristan Bussey.
Angel Palafox Valdez.
Pablo Caballero.
Maya Parker.
Evis Carranza Funes.
Selena Pittman.
I think you're supposed to take this.
Rafael Gadea Carrera.
Benjamin Pavlis.
Isabella Ciccarelli.
Samuel Paulson.
Sophie Cucurella.
Ray Parrish.
Azucena Collazo Gaitan.
Christian Priego Saldivar.
Yasmin Collazo Vargas.
Grace Quinn.
Evelyn Cortez.
Terrence Refiner.
Ava Cornille.
Eileen Ramirez Rodriguez.
Jacob Crane.
Estefania Ramirez Sanchez.
Lila Carbiero.
Rose Rubish.
Benjamin Curry Walls.
Noel Reamer.
Audrey Dahl.
Okay, it's Cristina Rojas.
Cesar Dagiago.
Zachary Rose.
Isabella Demuth Eckert.
Jose Roldan Esteva.
Barrett Deppis.
Kane Russell.
Grace Dombrow.
Laura Rutherford.
Moises Dominguez.
Amar Saeed.
Emmett Donahue.
There's Benjamin Salverda.
Nicholas Dorschner.
Okay, Betania Sanchez.
John Edwards.
Murad Saed.
Jared Desavi.
Okay, Cristal Sanchez Pascual.
Romario Elias.
Okay. Kajale Scarver.
John Ennis Tevitt.
No, it's Ennis.
Rachel Savage.
Oh, wait, I need.
It's John Ennis Tevitt.
Manuel Escobar Salinas.
Evan Shorter.
Maroon Eshetu.
Okay, Jeffrey Sanchez.
August Evans Metzger.
Tristan Schultz.
Trayvon Etheridge.
Ashton Schultz. Oh, sorry.
Soren Eversole.
Okay, Gregory Schwartz.
All right. Avery Farmer.
All right, Brianna Cepeda.
Gabriel Finley.
Okay, so Grace Sheehan.
Zenit Fito.
All right, it's Blake Shelton.
Benjamin Foley. Kevin Flanagan.
All right, it's God's favorite Simon.
Noelia Carolina Fuentes Perdomo.
Okay, Benjamin Smith.
David Frimpong.
Okay, Chloe Smith.
Victoria Garcia.
Isabella Solar.
Clarice Marie Gombold.
All right, it's Milana Sperry.
Jasper Gomez.
Emily Sinclair.
Emma Goulet.
Reina Sosa Arisa.
William Grenke.
Okay, so Drew Stroutman.
Nicholas Gresseth.
Raul Suastegui Lopez.
Kirby Groves.
Yebsira Tequesta.
Ariel Higgins.
Abigail Terrell.
Sophia Haley.
All right, Chi Tao.
Alexia Hang.
All right, Crystal Tao.
Amin Hassan.
E.E. Tao.
Bashir Hassan.
Or is it Jennifer Tao?
Ambo Hibo.
Okay, Jimmy Tao.
Autumn Heffron.
My Dao Tao.
Eve Henry.
Nantita Tao.
Alondra Hickman.
All right, Nectary Tao.
Jorge Hernandez Rosas.
Raymond Tao.
Tova Heisel.
All right, so Kaylee Tischletter.
Abel Hirsch.
All right, so Joshua Toombs.
Brandon Haruza.
Alondra Torres.
Pion Toy.
Anna
Tran. Benjamin Hughes.
Major Tucker.
Stephanie Hughlander.
Edilcia Valencia Orozco.
Siad Hussein.
Sarah Tweeton.
Lila Insuk.
Andrew Velichka.
Jane Iverson.
Elizabeth Vang.
Jackson James.
Jethrin Vang.
Elisa John.
Ku Vang.
Parker Johnson.
Tristan Vang.
Benjamin Jossie.
Lizette Vasquez Meija.
Sion Ketema.
Duncan Felipe Vasquez Ariza.
Linnea Cooper Crawl.
Sophia Vasquez.
Ariana Land.
Zuani Ventura.
Jasper Law.
Danya Ventura Diaz.
Shannon Leach.
Olivia Verdeja.
Jack Lease.
Kaylee Voigt.
Evelyn Lewis.
Travion Walker.
Morris Lickup.
Leah Wallace.
Allison Limback.
Morgan Ward.
Madison Lindeman.
Miriam Warsami.
Evan Lindstrom.
Yabelto Watero.
Enya Lynn.
Ellen Wagner.
Alexis Lipstein.
Michael Westhest.
Julian Lockhart.
Princess Williams.
Caesar Loera.
Kyle White.
Timothy Lore.
Sierra Williams.
Taylor Love.
Willie Wilson.
Kayani Lloyd.
Jack Wheeler.
Nicholas Lucan.
Bao Zhang.
Eileen Maceda.
Peng Mi Zhang.
Thomas Madison.
Tai Ying Zhang.
Kelsey Malcolm.
Chinu Yang.
Emma Manderfield.
Dylan Yang.
Julissa Martinez Granandos.
Kauzer Yang.
Jada Martin.
Kevin Yang.
Joseph Mather.
Livia Yang.
Aaron Matter.
Mayer Yang.
Bilkis Amod.
Arihandra Ibarra.
Jen Terrell Alexander.
Constance Youngberg.
Meti Garemu.
Jamie Zarn.
Seth Zychek.
Mary Hepty.
Maite Moreno Rodriguez.
And then Benita Her.
Gracie McCallies Callanan.
Rakia Egal.
All right, congratulations, class of 2019.